Hey, so I wanted to offer a remedy or a solution to those of you who are perhaps part of a cartel or a mafia or a secret society. I think that my grandfather was definitely a Mason, if not up there in the ranks, and I think there's a lot of my family members, extended especially, that are probably in these organizations or secret societies. And so and I, without knowing it, was supporting for most of my life the efforts of these groups. And now, having had a lot of experience in life and worked in sales and been indoctrinated quite a bit of my life, I think that we need to find a remedy to the situation. And I've learned this through the practice of natural law. And I was thinking today about justice and words and jewelry and a lot of things with the JU. And maybe, again, there is a construct that is created around our belief systems and what we accept as a norm or culture. And in doing that, we may be harming people. So what I wanted to express today was a potential remedy to the situation by inviting all of the members of the cartels, mafias, otherwise known as secret societies, to leave. You can just leave. You can just leave. They got you in with a curse, which is just a collection of words that they created and that had power over you because you believed in them. And now you can decide to use different words with different meanings that celebrate life instead of death and celebrate truth instead of deception. And you just make that decision. You make the decision not to lie anymore, not to have any small lies, big lies, any lies. No exaggeration, no underestimating, doing your best absolutely all the time to reflect the truth. And truth is natural law, and natural law means things like this. Natural law can be interpreted as, or truth as, for instance, that the ocean is salty, right? That when the sun is out, trees and plants grow. And it makes the sand hot. Right? So these are called aspects of natural truth or natural law, and thus that's truth. And I believe that logic is natural law, which is truth. And I believe that in the Bible, in John 1:1, you know who John was? Well, we don't need to go into that because there's several Johns in the Bible. And I want to just invite you to tell your friends or take a look at yourself, and also because I do all the time, and I've read almost every day, and it's been a good 4 years of major self-analysis. I find a memory pops into my head where I'm like, I cannot believe I believed that, I said that, I subscribe to that, and it makes me very ashamed, and it makes me repent, and I want to continue to work in humility because it's the only way out, is recognizing that all of us have been a part of this. I mean, I injected our children and myself until 2020 as an adult And I thought I was right, and I thought the advice I was getting was good, and I didn't research anymore because I presumed that the people that I loved wouldn't lie to me, and they didn't know either. And so, this is a big journey, and I think that, again, I wanted to offer whoever's listening to this, if anybody listens to this, a remedy to the situation of being a part of a cartel or a mafia or a secret society, because basically cartels and mafias are groups of people that set prices or demands on the rest of us in a conspiratorial manner. That means they get together and they inspire each other to work against another group of people for money or for power or for ego. And that is wrong. I'm currently in Colombia, which is well known for its mafias, and it's absolutely obvious the cartels that control the food and the chemicals. And I point to these clouds because I do not believe these clouds are natural. I believe these clouds come from the chemical companies, which are not too far away from here, and you'll find them all over the realm, these kind of clouds. Now there's other clouds that are above this, and I can't see them today, but I saw them this morning before the chimneys started working at the chemical plants. And those clouds are what you can see when you're on a plane. You can see if the chemical clouds are out, wherever you're flying, you'll see a certain level of clouds, and then you'll see I believe, the original clouds above that. And this all goes to the cartels, which are people that are using chemical warfare against us, which goes back to, in my research, alchemy and chemistry. Chemistry is alchemy. And they are seeking to make gold or to make anything that makes them money quickly, as opposed to what is natural law, and understanding that if you make 7% profit, you are doing really, really well. That means after all of your investments and your constant cost daily, that includes labor and prime material, if you are making more than 7% after your costs are taken in, then you are probably stealing, or you're living in a digital manufactured economy, which is not real, and you're not really offering service to the people. Again, if your profit is that high. And I have done videos on this in Spanish and in English about Bernie Madoff, and we can debate this, and I do recognize that 2008 was the year that the smartphone came in, and he had to have that Ponzi scheme turned off because it was going to be found out. And that concept of natural profit versus artificial profit is very clear. And I know I worked in communications. I've done a lot of marketing online for our businesses, which restaurants, live music, and I have found that that those investments do not work. Now, I do invest in education online. I curate and I pick who I'm going to learn from, and then I make sure I go see them in person at a conference or somewhere where I can see if these people are alive, because there is much fantasy and artificial intelligence creating things that look real. And when I say artificial intelligence, I'm saying that's everything that's out of the digital technology. That means that it's goes way back. It's not the AI, it's Grok, and it's whatever, the Chat GPT. It is way back. And because there's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. And I don't think that people are realizing this, and they continue to stay in the matrix by subscribing to bullshit. So again, my offer is a remedy, and that remedy is that you can walk out of these secret societies, you can walk out of these organizations that have you thinking in a certain way, or selling a certain product, or telling you that you have a representative. You shouldn't have a representative. That means represent. You should be presenting you. No one else should be presenting you. You are sovereign. You are a man. You are a woman. You are sovereign. That means you control your life and your thoughts, and you speak for yourself, and you don't join up with associations that are going to take your voice and manipulate it and tell you what you think, which is basically political parties and the fake elections and all this shit. So I just wanted to say that after my swim this morning, I was inspired, and I hope you have, and again, a beautiful day full of truth and people around you that subscribe to the same ideas, concepts of telling the truth, not lying, which is one of the 4 steps to longevity or reversal of any illness or dis-ease or malestar, which are sun in your eyes, salt that you consume that's pure and doesn't have any added ingredients to it and has not been processed. Walking barefoot on the earth, getting that charge from the earth, just like the sun is giving us an electrical charge. And you can't lie. All right, have a great day. Please comment. I'm ready. My skin is thick. I know that I have a couple of friends, and that's all that matters. And I'm trying to stop this, and I can't see.